What's up, guys? Welcome into another episode of the Michigan Recruiting Report. I'm your host, EJ Holland, and today we're going to be talking about 5 key targets I saw on the road last week. A lot of talent during my stops, but before we talk about them, I want to make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for free. Get notifications every time we drop new videos, and also subscribe to the Wolverine.com. We are running a special promo right now, 50% off your annual membership. Just use the promo code GOBLUE. If you can't get enough Michigan recruiting here on our YouTube channel, you can head over to the Wolverine.com, where we have insider access on everything Michigan recruiting, as well as the team with the season right around the corner. Use that promo code GOBLUE, get 50% off at the Wolverine.com. All right, guys, like I said, we're going to be talking about 5 key targets or 5 key recruits I saw on the road last week. And we'll start off with a commit, and that's on 300 quarterback commit, Carter Smith. So Smith had the tough task of playing against national powerhouse St. Thomas Aquinas. And Smith's team, Bishop Verot, was overmatched. I mean, it was a complete mismatch there. Bishop Verot being a 2A school, St. Thomas Aquinas being a top 10 program nationally and a 7A school. They had the advantage when it came to depth. They had the advantage when it came to the trenches. So Carter Smith was under duress all night long. He couldn't really set his feet and make throws. So we didn't really get to see how much the private quarterback training in the summer really helped with his game. Now, even though Smith didn't have the best of games against St. Thomas Aquinas, which again wasn't really his fault, there's a lot to like about his upside. I mean, you're talking about one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the country. He was the Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Florida last season. He has a rocket arm, throwing in the 90s while playing baseball as a sophomore. He's fantastic as a runner. I think the thing with Carter is just continuing to improve as a pure passer. In terms of his recruitment, he's locked in with Michigan. He played a big role in helping recruit Andrew Marsh, who recently committed. So, everything's fine with Carter Smith. He is set to enroll early, and I think he's still a guy, even with Brady Hart getting all the headlines, I think he's a guy that Michigan fans should still be really excited about. Let's go ahead and move to the offensive line. So I made some rounds here in Virginia and had a chance to see on 300 offensive tackle Thomas Wilder in the 2026 recruiting class. So in 2025, Michigan does not have an offensive tackle committed right now. They're all in for Andrew Babalola, but if they miss on him, they could be in a little bit of a hole. So 2026 will be imperative at the tackle position. Grant Newsome has to find a true tackle next cycle. Thomas Wilder definitely fits the bill. I had a chance to see him practice. He's a tall, athletic, true tackle at 6'6", 285 pounds, moves really well for his size, has great feet. He's still raw from a technical standpoint, but there's a lot to like about his frame and just what he brings to the table from, an athletic profile. He's currently ranked as a top 150 prospect in the country. Michigan offensive line coach Grant Newsome came down to see him during the spring evaluation period and put an offer on the table after seeing him live. Newsome and Wilder have remained in contact, and Newsome is working to get him up to campus for his first unofficial visit this fall. Let's go ahead and stick on the offensive line, but head to the 2027 class. Yeah, I know it's super far away, but Michigan already has an offer on the table for St. Thomas Aquinas offensive lineman Jaden Dean. So Grant Newsome has not been afraid to take true centers. He took one here in Caden Strayhorn. He obviously helped with Jake Winera last cycle before he became the full-time offensive line coach. I don't think they'll take a center in 2026, but I think in 2027, Jaden Dean could be a guy to really know. As you see, Michigan is the early leader on the On3 recruiting prediction machine. He played both guard and center for St. Thomas Aquinas. He's just a sophomore, so seeing him start along that offensive line is already impressive. Now, he is on the shorter side at 6'1.5". Now, centers don't have to be that tall, but 6'1.5" is still on the short side. So it'll be interesting to see how he grows. I think that's the biggest knock on him right now. Technically, he's very advanced. Like I said, it speaks volumes that he's already a starter for St. Thomas Aquinas. I know his profile says Miami Norland, but he just transferred to STA this offseason, and I thought he flashed during that game against Bishop Verot that I saw last Thursday. Let's go ahead and flip over to the defensive side of the ball and head back to the 26 class, where we'll talk about top 100 linebacker Isaiah Simmons out of Norfolk Maury. Isaiah Simmons is a really intriguing prospect at linebacker. And, you know, linebacker is going to be a big need for Michigan next cycle. The Wolverines have struggled to recruit the position in 25. So 26 is going to be a big year for position coach Brian Jean Mary. Isaiah Simmons has emerged as a top target for him. He offered him in June. Isaiah is now set to make his first unofficial visit to Michigan for the game against USC next month. So his rankings are all over the place. On3 lists him as a top 100 recruit. 24/7 has him as a 3-star. ESPN has him as a 3-star. Rivals doesn't even have him ranked. He's listed at 6 foot 190, so he's undersized. But I had a chance to see him practice, and you know, that size is going to be a knock on him, but he's a really fun player to watch. He has tremendous sideline-to-sideline speed. When blitzing, he gets after the quarterback in a hurry. He's very comfortable dropping back into coverage. If you can add some weight on him and he can grow an inch or two, there's a lot to like about Isaiah Simmons. There's a reason On3 is so high on him, and his recruitment's pretty wide open. You see Duke is the leader on the On3 recruiting prediction machine. I think if Michigan has a strong visit next month, they could jump to the top of that list. Let's go ahead and talk about another linebacker, this time heading back to St. Thomas Aquinas, and that's Phillip Goodrich. He is really another interesting prospect, a guy that's also undersized at 5'11", 205 pounds. So, you know, not the biggest guy, but he plays for one of the premier high school teams in America and is a starter and is a guy that's really productive for them. He was productive as a sophomore. He had several tackles in the game against Bishop Verot, played a huge part in limiting Carter Smith to fewer than 150 yards of total offense. Again, it doesn't seem like Brian Jean Mary, Michigan's linebacker coach, really cares too much about size. And Michigan's had success with, you know, guys like Michael Barrett at the linebacker position that, you know, were 6 foot or around there. So that's what Phillip Goodrich is. None of the services except for Rivals have him ranked right now. Rivals has him as a 3-star. And I would probably start him off as a 3-star as well. You see the RPM has USF as the leader with Michigan in 2nd place. He's actually been to Michigan 3 times already. He visited twice when he was a younger kid, and he was on campus this summer, and that's where he earned the offer. He worked out in front of Brian Jean Mary, got the offer on the spot, and now he's looking to return for the game against Texas. So if he becomes a priority on the linebacker board, I could easily see Phillip Goodrich in the class next cycle. All right, guys, those are 5 key targets I saw on the road last week. I will be back on the road this week, so we'll do it again. Before we head out, I want to remind you guys to take advantage of our special offer at thewolverine.com. Use the promo code GOBLUE, get 50% off, and get even more intel on all my travels and everything Michigan recruiting. And also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for free. Get notifications every time we drop a new video.